In this vlog, vlog 3 of my garage build, I'm going to be installing some aluminium supports under the floor in order to support my bed frame and side units. Hopefully, this is going to be the final installation of my garage utilities until we can finally finish the garage build in vlog 4.
Hi guys, we're Vanlife My Way. My name's Nikki.
And I'm Paul.
We're a husband and wife team who have had many adventures over the years and now are planning to take early retirement and make van life our next adventure.
Coming from a background of equipping vehicles for overland and expedition travel, we hope you'll find our van build of interest as we create a van perhaps better suited to modern van life.
So do come along on our journey as we build our mobile home whilst taking you on some mini adventures in our camper van, Rad the Silver Surfer.
This is what I'm using to add some strength to my floor so my heavy units don't compress the wood and the insulation that's underneath. And this is aluminium box section in a profile of 50 by 25 3mm thick. This is the same thickness as my insulation, so this will run flat with my insulation and my boarding will go over the top and my units on top of that, spreading the load across the floor across these members. So I'm going to bolt this one to the floor first and show you guys how I'm going to do it.
So again, up came our plywood floor and insulation that had temporarily been put in place to enable us to calculate the height of our bed frame in order for us to slide our mountain bikes underneath. And once we had the bed frame in place, we were able to make our over wheel arch units in order to house our battery bank on one side and what's going to be a water tank on the other.
So this is my first piece of aluminium cut, and where I'm wanting to put this is across the centre line between the wheel arches. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. The reason being, there's nothing under there to support it. There's no ridges. The original floorboards were screwed through, so I'm going to be drilling out these holes and then coming up from underneath to bolt it to my piece of aluminium. The first thing I want to do is check underneath the van to see where those holes exit. There's a box beam. Bollocks. So this piece I can't bolt in like I wanted to do, so it's going to have to be bonded. I don't want it permanently down, but I do want it fixed. So for the time being, I'm just going to use a little bit of silicone sealant because this stuff really isn't that strong. And what I'm hoping to do is put this down in place and then break that seal when I need it back up again. And that is going to go just there. That's my rear strength of the piece cut. I've just made a pen mark just there and there so I can take it off and drill some holes in the floor. So I've already checked underneath and there's nothing underneath obscuring where I'm going to be drilling. Now I'm going to lay my cross piece over the top of there, popping it exactly where I need it to go. Just want it holding down while I just drill from underneath, mate.
Alright, yeah. That exactly the way I want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where I've drilled the holes through the body, just there's the aluminium behind it, and see the pilot there. So I've drilled these out to 8.5 under the body. And what I'm going to do now is drill out the aluminium strengthener and tap it out. Once I've tapped it out, I shall just bolt straight through from underneath here to clamp it all down. Oh, I hope that made sense. Oh dear God. Smearing some more of that Lanagard grease just on the holes there. Put in a big spreader washer which fits perfectly, and because These stainless bolts don't like aluminium. If you ever get water on a joint between stainless and aluminium, the aluminium corrodes like crazy. We're ready to bolt that down. Yeah, remember we're only going into aluminium, so we're not applying a lot of pressure on that. That's why I'm using just a 1/4 inch drive. Smear that ladder guard around to keep salty winter water out.
The same process was applied to all the cross members. Most could be bolted, but one more needed bonding, as access was impossible from underneath the van. After checking underneath the van, I made a pilot hole before drilling out to 8.5mm. Without drilling right the way through, a larger 12mm bit removed any metal burrs, before then painting the bare metal with some primer left over from the window installs. With the cross members in place, I could mark out our insulation to be cut to fit between the beams. The insulation was easily cut with a coarse jigsaw blade, and each piece was numbered for easy installation. With the insulation and cross supports in place, the plywood floor and the units have been reinstalled for a final fit. Directly above the cross members, the units have been pilot drilled, where eventually they will be bolted into place. These T-sections of extruded aluminium have been screwed into the cross members, where eventually they will also be bolted into the cross members and support our bed frame and slides for our mountain bike and storage system. The water tank has been positioned and a hole has been marked out for a drain beneath our van. I've also drilled 4 holes under the van, where a captive plate has been made to allow me to bolt up my underslung LPG tank. So, only one more thing to do now before we can finally finish this garage build and bolt everything down, and that's take all of this back out again. So, only one last job to do before we can finally finish this Gary build.
Garibaldi! You need to be quick. Do you know what you're saying?